our task here is to create the map, and what we're going to do is use a 2D array to do that. And what is a 2D array? Well, this first row here would represent a 1D array, right? And then a 2D array is an array where every element is an array, right? So our map is set in size. It is 10 by 10. So since that's fixed, we should be using an array instead of an array list, which grows and shrinks at will. And and then there's a couple of ways that you can go ahead and create the map. One way is you can have a 2D array of characters, right? And each character would represent an object that you created in your program. So let's say we create an array list of monsters, we create our hero, we create our potion, and those objects are just sitting there, right, in your main. And then you create this 2D array that has a bunch of characters in it, right? So we want the hero here, so we could put the letter H here to represent the hero. We could put a potion here and put a P in here. We could put a monster here by putting the letter M, right? And then as your character is moving around, you could check what letter is in the 2D array and then have the hero interact with the corresponding object. So that's one way to do it. And then another way to do it is you can create a 2D array of objects, right? And then this array is going to be an array that contains data types of type object, and then you could just put the hero object into the 2D array. So hero would go there, monster would go here, and so on. And that way you wouldn't have to have that level of abstraction with the letter representing the object. You could just directly communicate with the object, right? So that second way is the way that we're going to do it in this tutorial series. And just one word on objects in Java. In Java, there's like an idea of hierarchy, right, where you have like a class that inherits from another class. So if I had a class called animal, I could make a class called dog that would inherit from animal, right? Animal has a heart, it has claws, fingernails, it has eyes, and it has a nose, right? Dog has a bark, right? So since dog is inheriting from animal, it has all of the characteristics of animal, but it also has its own unique characteristics. So this is a concept that we haven't touched yet, but it's kind of relevant to what we're doing here, because object, right, is a superclass in Java, right? So every class inherits from object. And if we make this 2D array of type object, then that means we can go ahead and like basically typecast the hero as an object and put him in here. Typecast the monster as an object, put him in here, right? And then when we go ahead and take them out because we want to interact with it, right, what we're going to do is we're going to take him out and he will be a monster of type object, but then we could typecast him back to being a monster, and then we can use his methods and interact with his instance variables. So that's what we're going to do here. So we open up our BlueJ, right, and then we create our 2D object array by saying that's how you make a single d-dimensional array, and here's how you make a two-dimensional array. You just put two of them there. The name is going to be called map. We say equals new object, right? Oh, I'm sorry, here would be 10 10 10 and 10. Yeah, so this is the type of object, or type of object that it's going to be containing, and this is the name of the 2D array, and these are the dimensions, right? And that's about it, right? So once we have that, what you have is a 2D array of type of 10 rows, 10 columns. Every 100 elements in that 2D array is initialized to null, right? And we're going to work from there.